In a moment, we'll take you to Sidima Mfeku, who will be reporting extensively on what's happening in the Eastern Cape. There are various areas of concern with a level 6 warning that is in place. Multiple passes, in fact 3 main passes, mountain passes that we are told have been closed. Those would be your Barclay Pass, the Penhook Pass and the Bushmanshoek Pass. Those are the areas that have been affected by snowfall, disruptive rain that has taken place in that area. So that's part of what Sidima will be reporting about. But of course, the Eastern Cape also on standby for any after effects and other byproducts of that snowy weather, as well as just rainfall and wind gusts in parts of the province. So let's pick up the conversation with Sidima Mfeku, who has been out and about in the Eastern Cape and joins us now for a wrap of the day from KuGompo City in that province. Sidima, good evening. So I've just outlined the mountain passes that are of concern, the closures that went into place. What's the latest you can tell us around that and the routes that are affected by snowfall?
A very good evening to Les and to SABC viewers at home. Well, in fact, the latest update that we have received from the Department of Transport in the province reports that the Penhook Pass on the N6 between Komani and James Galata has been reopened, as well as the Lutzburg Pass on the N9 between Robert Sobukwe town, which was previously known as Grafrenet and Middelburg, have also been open. But the other 3 of the 5 that were initially closed are still closed to traffic, and motorists are urged to obey the rules of the law enforcement officers and traffic officers on the road in those particular areas. But we also have not received any reports from the Department of Transport of any accidents or crashes that may have happened as a result of the weather conditions in the Eastern Cape, in the areas that are said to be affected by the heavy snowfall that has happened in the northern parts of the province, Grafrenet. We're talking James Galata, Komani, and some of those areas that are around the coast. I beg your pardon, the northern parts or the border between the Eastern Cape as well as Free State. So no incidents have been reported in those areas, and also no incidents that have happened in residential homes of people who are dwelling in those particular areas, but also concerns from some of the farmers around those areas that their crop has been covered in snow, but also their livestock is under threat due to the very, very cold weather conditions in that area. When we were there, we arrived there around 11 o'clock in the morning, and it was extremely cold to us, and we had seen a couple of people there also who were quite, were marveling at the snow. Some of them, playing with it, throwing it around. When we were speaking to some of the people who were there, the Pakistani people, they were telling us that, they're from just outside James Galata, and they had traveled to James Galata to experience the snow. They're saying they always go to that area because majority of the times where they stay in Komani, the snowfall doesn't really come in that particular area. So they're saying that it means a lot of things to them. It's blessings and so forth. And when we were speaking to another family as well, a South African family that had gone to James Galata to, experience the snow, they were telling us that, this is part of their ritual as the family. They always go there, such that they even call some of their family members to come with them to that particular area. And they were also telling us that they were celebrating the birthday of their daughter who had turned 6 years old yesterday. And so they were telling us that that demonstration or them being there to embrace the snow, it is something that they hold dear in the family. They resonate with quite well.
Yeah. So that's the positive side of it, the marvel and wonder of it all, this winter wonderland experience that many people would not have had before and really taking it in. But authorities are monitoring it closely for the byproduct of when you have that kind of snow. Tell us about that effort, including what authorities are saying about motorists possibly being stranded on some of the routes and possibly having to be turned back as route closures are coming in.
Well, that was one of the reports that we had received in the morning before we had even travelled towards Komani, where we had heard that a number of vehicles from midnight even had been stuck on the snow. But when we had moved towards that particular area, because we understand that from Komani towards Grafreinet and all these other areas, that's where this all starts. We had gotten there and we had seen no vehicles that were stuck on the road. This is particularly because the snow had then dissolved quite a bit, and also you could see on the roads that it was quite wet. When we were driving ourselves, it was quite slippery, such that we had to travel at a very, very low distance, which would maintain a very slow pace as we're approaching where people were, sort of marveling at the snow. But what I can tell you is that, law enforcement officers, traffic officials were in those areas full time. Some of them were directing us as to how we can maneuver our way around getting to the snow, to get the visuals of the snow. And we had seen also quite a number of tow trucks that were around, that were ready on standby to assist in any cases of eventuality if vehicles happen to be involved in crashes or slides and anything of that sort. And when we were speaking to the Department of Transport, they did tell us that disaster management in different parts of the province, they are in collaboration with them, and they have heard that they have, all their hands on deck ready to assist in any instance if it was to happen that people needed assistance from government.
All right, Sidima, thank you for that reporting. Sidima Mfeku there, live for us from KuGompo City, explaining and reporting extensively on the weather patterns as well as the snowfall in parts of the Eastern Cape.